Hello everybody, Robo here from Entertainment Vending, bringing you a new video. I've expressed my distaste with Nintendo's strategy of Switch on my channel in many, if not most of my videos. I've explained why I think Nintendo has something to learn from the Wii U, which is widely seen as a failure as it was, but despite that, I think some decisions made with it were beneficial and should not have been abandoned. I've also explained in a more recent video why I've overall found the Switch to have been a massive disappointment. Now many of the issues that the Switch has held for its lifespan are beginning to come to a head, and a tipping point has been reached. One of the Switch's most critical flaws has gone from bad to worse, and that flaw is the topic of today's video. It's really more of a question than anything else. Where are the games, Nintendo? Simply put, Nintendo is currently experiencing a first-party game shortage that brings to mind similar droughts which transpired during the twilight years of their previous consoles. The most recent example of such a period, and the one which should still be the most clear within the conscience of the Nintendo fan community, is 2016, where Nintendo quite suddenly pulled the plug on the Wii U's first-party support and led it to its demise well in advance of the release of the Switch. Of course, similar phenomenon has occurred for all of Nintendo systems, with a few exceptions. I use the Wii U for the purpose of argument in this video, as it is the most clear and recent example. Some may argue that this is but a lapse in content for the Switch and nothing to worry about. Efforts have been made to compare this period to 2018, where Switch support was lackluster to say the least. What we are experiencing is not the same as 2018 though. In 2018 we still had multiple games announced earlier in the year, slated for release later in the year. Nintendo still had the appearance of a plan. In addition to all of that, Nintendo also had a bit of an excuse for having less games in 2018, as 2017 was quite a blockbuster year, first-party releases almost monthly. Some of those games like Super Mario Odyssey and Breath of the Wild were AAA releases. Nintendo still had general Nintendo Directs in 2018 and even an E3 presentation. We are now in August and we have gotten two so-called Nintendo Directs, neither of which included new first-party games revealed. The only major Nintendo game we've seen revealed and released this year has been Paper Mario: The Origami King, and with its release the 5 remaining months of the year are currently empty and devoid of planned releases. It has never been this bad, especially for a system which has seemed to broken all records for Nintendo and has been of extreme financial benefit to them. Adding to all the confusion over what exactly is going on at Nintendo, this drought is all the more worrying because it appears to be even worse than the drought accompanied with the Wii U's death. In 2016, the Wii U still received multiple new first-party releases. Let's compare. The Wii U got Tokyo Mirage Sessions, a remaster of Twilight Princess, Pokken Tournament, Star Fox Zero, and Paper Mario Color Splash. The Switch, on the other hand, has gotten a port of Tokyo Mirage Sessions, a remaster of Xenoblade from the Wii, Animal Crossing, and Paper Mario: The Origami King. The similarities are striking to say the least, and as you can see thus far, the Wii U's output was stronger even as it was effectively on death row. Of course, Nintendo still has time to right the ship, but the clock is ticking for this year. Now, there are two arguments that are most likely to be used in defense of Nintendo for this drought. I will respond to both. First, they point towards COVID-19. They say that COVID-19 has burdened Nintendo and their game development capabilities to the extent that their lineup for this year has been delayed, and or they do not possess the means to put presentations together to showcase these games. Upon careful analysis, none of these points hold much water. While a lack of game efficiency due to the transition from working in an office to working at home is expected, it should not render them so helpless as to make their lineup worse than a system in its final year. In addition to this, Nintendo has already proven themselves capable of delivering presentations multiple times during quarantine. The 2 mini directs, their Treehouse Live, and the promotional materials made for the Origami King are a few examples. Now on to the second defense. Nintendo's defenders contend that we just have to wait a little bit longer and point to rumors of releases still expected this year. This defense falls flat because Nintendo should not be relying on leakers to keep their fans happy. Nintendo can't leave their fans in the dark for months and expect everything to be fine, because someone claiming to have insider information tells people that certain games are coming. Also, among these rumored games, we have 3D Mario re-releases and a Pikmin 3 port, far from major new releases. Why would this be all Nintendo has left for this year? Why is it that they barely have any truly brand new first-party releases for the entire year? That brings me to my final point of this video. We are being left in the dark and Nintendo is displaying a lack of leadership. It's eerily similar to 2016, where the Wii U was dying and fans were left in the dark as to when to expect the reveal of the NX. But at least then we knew why things were as bad as they were, and we knew that something was coming. We just didn't know when in the year it would come, and we were left in suspense. In 2020, we have no clue what is going on at Nintendo, and there is no surprise reveal we're being told to wait for. A major company should not be leaving their fans in the dark like this. If Nintendo is experiencing some sort of difficulty, they should be transparent and own up to it to their fans. Not everything is normal at Nintendo right now, that much is obvious. But Nintendo acts almost as if nothing is up. Nintendo has to tell us what is up. They trusted us to learn about Metroid Prime's restart. They should trust us enough to tell us the truth of their current situation as well. Thank you all for watching, and I hope to bring you a new video soon. Goodbye.